There's a widespread reaction of shock today over this weekend's political bombshell from John Tory. The Toronto mayor announced last night that he's resigning from his job because of an inappropriate relationship with a much younger staffer. Al Sweeney is covering this story tonight and has the latest.
At a surprise Friday night news conference, John Tory was businesslike and unemotional.
I've decided that I will step down as mayor so that I can take the time to reflect on my mistakes.
Tory was in his third term as Toronto mayor, but he says he made a serious error in judgment by having a relationship outside of his marriage of more than 40 years.
During the pandemic, I developed a relationship with an employee in my office in a way that did not meet the standards to which I hold myself as mayor and as a family man.
The news was a stunner for people at Toronto City Hall today.
I was quite shocked because I hadn't heard any. Usually you hear these things building up in the news.
It was shock.
The reaction today to Tory's resignation covered a range of perspectives. Premier Doug Ford called Tory a friend and said he will miss working with him. MPP and former Toronto City Councillor Krysten Wong-Tam said his is not a simple one-time lapse of judgment, but an abuse of power. Ontario MP Charlie Angus said this aging mayor was focused on creeping on a young staffer. And people at Toronto City Hall had their own thoughts about the resignation.
It does uphold some sort of moral code that society has been missing, and I think that it's nice that someone is accountable for their actions.
I'm glad he resigned because there's more important things that we really need to focus on in this city, like the absolute horrendous homelessness crisis.
This is a tame scandal. At least he hasn't stolen money from the city or anything.
McMaster political science professor Peter Grafe says society's thinking is changing and Tory may not have had to resign.
You know, as much as it's Toronto the good, still in many ways, I'm not sure if people expect kind of perfection in people's personal lives. So in a way, I think people would have thought less about his integrity, but probably not felt that it was at a level where he'd have to step down.
While Tory says he's going to be focused on rebuilding trust.
I'm deeply sorry, and I apologize unreservedly to the people of Toronto and to all of those hurt by my actions, including my staff, my colleagues on City Council, and the public service, for whom I have such respect. Most of all, I apologize to my wife Barb and to my family, who I've let down more than anyone else.
As for the younger woman Tory had the relationship with, he says the relationship ended by mutual consent and she's moved on from the mayor's office to another job. Adam?